Hey guys, it's Mo and Fry for Mornings with Mo and Fry, and we have a couple fun stories for you. And Christine, I did try to send you a message on Discord, but I think you have to like me as a friend or something on Discord. So if you want to check there, I did have some ideas on doing a roundup stream on the weekend, and that way we can get you a bunch of eyes on your stream and we can kind of go through some notes and then get that going for you so we can get a bunch of eyes on your stream. So, uh, if you can, I think it'll go through. I'm not sure. I don't know the technicalities of Discord. I only know, I barely know the technicalities of YouTube. Let's be very real. But the first stream or the first thing we have for today is a good news story, which I love good news stories. Hello, reindeer. So Charlotte Sienna, a 9-year-old girl abducted from a New York park, was found safe inside a cabinet of a suspect's trailer or camper, sorry. The 9-year-old girl who was abducted from upstate New York Park over the weekend was found safe inside a cupboard of an RV belonging to the suspect, who was caught after leaving a ransom note at the child's home. So this is wonderful news. Obviously not wonderful that she got abducted, but wonderful that they found her and that, despite being possibly a skeksis, allegedly, Hochul did, bring in all the resources that she could, bring in. I know, I'm very glad. I was, really worried because these stories generally don't have a happy ending, especially when you get past that 48-hour golden, period. But, the alleged abductor's name is Greg Nielsen Ross Jr., 47, putting an end to her nightmarish ordeal that began Saturday when she was taken from Moreau Lake State Park in Saratoga County, Governor Kathy Hochul announced on Monday night. Quote, "Charlotte will be coming home," said Hochul, visibly relieved at the overwhelming development. The break in the case came early Monday morning when Ross reportedly dropped a ransom letter bearing fingerprints in the Sienna family's mailbox. I'm very glad that this criminal seems to be a ding dong or a dum dum. I'm perfectly okay with this man not being a smarty pants. Investigators entered the prints in their database and found that they matched those of Ross Jr., who was arrested in Saratoga in 1999 on a DWI charge, according to Hochul. Well, of course they did. Quote, "He literally drove up to the family's mailbox, assuming they were not home, quote, or at 4:20 in the morning, opens the mailbox, inserts the ransom note, leaving the critical piece of evidence behind, his own fingerprint," Hochul said at a press conference on Monday night. Two law enforcement teams in helicopters then descended upon a Boston Spa address where the suspect kept his camper behind his mom's house and arrested him, quote, "after some resistance." At about 6:30 p.m., Hochul said, charges are pending against him. Quote, "Immediately the little girl was found in a cabinet cupboard," the governor said. "She was rescued and she knew she was being rescued. She knew that she was in safe hands. The girl's parents were notified that she was rescued and appeared to be physically unharmed." Um, that's a scary photo, but this is a beautiful photo. Charlotte was transported to a local hospital as is customary, Hochul said. It is unclear if Ross targeted Charlotte's family specifically or went after her at random, as she was alone for a few minutes while riding her bike through Moreau Lake State Park Saturday, where she'd been camping with her family. Good morning, Kim. Uh, the suspect lived just 2 miles from the child's home, according to the address listed on his vehicle registration, the governor said. Quote, "But little is known at this time whether he knew her or had her under surveillance for any length of time," she added. Hochul said she met with Charlotte's heartbroken parents, David and Tricia, before the girl was rescued. Quote, "I said to them, 'I promise you, we will bring Charlotte home to you,'" she said. As each hour went on, hope faded because we all know the stories. The first 24 hours, there's hope. When you hit 48 hours, hope starts to wane. What happened next was extraordinary, Hochul said of the breakthrough in the case on Monday morning. When her family first looked for Charlotte, they only found her bike on the trail. Police then mobilized a 400-person search party composed of state troopers, special ops, forest rangers, park police, civilian volunteers converging on the scene. It was pretty overwhelming because all of us feared the worst. I promised Trish and Dave they would be reunited with Charlotte once again, and she'd see her two sisters, Hochul said. We'll continue to keep this family in our prayers as they heal, but she's going home, she added. That's the story. Charlotte will be going home. I love how this story turned out, and I feel like a terrible person because I part of me in the back of my head wonders if all of these resources had been expended in the Delphi case, if we would have had a suspect sooner, and I feel terrible thinking about that kind of in the back of my head because it seems like we had a lot of community support, don't get me wrong, we had every single person almost in that town showed up and went to search, and I am not knocking that at all. But the local police and state police seemed very leery of letting a lot of people from the outside come in, and I do wonder if we had, mobilized all of these extra parties, would we have found out more? Which is kinda where my mind goes, which might not be the best thing, but I am so, so glad that this little girl is going home, and I hope she gets all the help. I hope her family gets all the help because I can't imagine the just terror and heartache that her family went through and having to deal with Kathy Hochul. Because dear Lord, that woman. Anywho, that would be my own personal thought, but who knows? Next story, Taco Bell customer upset about receiving the wrong chain, shoots employee several times. Don't go to Taco Bell hangry. I don't know why we seem to be having a rash of people just angry at, food establishments and pulling out their pieces, but this seems to be a general theme here lately. Curly fries, Taco Bell, don't go don't go out to eat hangry. Have a snack on the way, get yourself a granola bar, don't go out to eat hangry, I guess. A customer at Charlotte, North Carolina Taco Bell drive-thru was so ticked after receiving what he thought was the wrong amount of change, he went inside with a firearm and opened fire, according to the police. The Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department said it received calls around 9 p.m. Saturday about a shooting at the Taco Bell on the city's east side. When the officers arrived, they found an employee suffering from multiple wounds. Witnesses told officers that after ordering food, a customer became upset when he was given what he believed was the wrong amount of change in the drive-thru. He left the drive-thru and came inside where he became more aggressive, the police said. He then took out a firearm and started shooting inside the restaurant, hitting an employee multiple times. The suspect fled the scene while the victim was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. You guys, change, it's not that deep. Get your Gordita Crunch Wrap, go home, it's 25 cents. I don't get it. Yeah, go on Nextdoor, go on, Facebook. Fry is, uniquely unworried about the Taco Bell story. Fry is always uniquely unworried about every story, as you can tell. Let's see if I can move him to solo. Uh, Fry is always uniquely unworried about the stories, as we can tell. Fry feels very worried. As you can see, I didn't do my customary pick up the toy thing because we were in a hurry. Once a warrants were obtained, detectives contacted the suspect and he was taken into custody without incident. Again, I'm just gonna throw it out there, guys. Just, wrong change, wrong order, go home. It's not gonna it's not gonna hurt you in the long run. I could be wrong. I personally don't go to Taco Bell. You only rent their food, and for a short amount of time, and it's you only rent their food. Let's be very honest, and usually it's it's a it's not a pleasant experience. Like White Castle, it's a very short rental. In, ridiculous news of a political nature, when Mr. Secretary loves to rock, look, I will be, completely transparent here, you guys. Ever since this man came out after, 13 service members died in Afghanistan and said that Afghanistan was a resounding success, I do not like this man. Good morning, Jess Ribery. So, when I saw this, I had to actually sign in and free subscribe to the New York Times, but I did that so that I could get this in fact story because this man is guitaring as the Titanic is going into an iceberg, and ugh. But when Mr. Secretary loves to rock, a viral video of Secretary of State Anthony J. Blinken introduced Americans to the guitar geek hidden within. Good morning, Jess. Good morning, Sal. And I think I got you, Rain, but good morning, reindeer. So, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken can shred on the guitar. Usually, it's not a good sign when a video of a senior government official singing goes viral on social media, but where crowds are tough as they come. But when Secretary of State Anthony J. Blinken picked up his black Fender guitar at a State Department event on Wednesday night and joined the band for Muddy Waters' Hoochie Coochie Man, I must find this video uh, because, ugh. I mean, yay! The response on X, where the video has been watched more than 8 million times, drew positive reviews and more than a little shock. Quote, "I had no idea," said one X user who used an expletive to express her amazement in the video's most viewed reply. To be sure, there was also the snark of "don't quit your day job" variety and some tut-tut about decorum. Quote, "Ukraine is on fire and Blinken is playing a guitar," one user wrote. But on the whole, Mr. Blinken's soulful baritone and crunchy blues chords, oh my goodness. S- Our blues chords, showcased at an event promoting the State Department's Music Diplomacy Initiative, was attended by the Foo Fighters frontman David Grohl, escaped the dreaded label of cringecore. Perhaps more interesting was the understandable surprise that America's top diplomat has rock and roll bone in his body. Mr. Blinken? That is true. I love that movie. We have to do a watch party of some time because I love Robin Hood Men in Tights. Uh, Mr. Blinken, 61, is unfailingly soft-spoken and so formal that he wore his suit jacket buttoned no less for the jam. Yes, this may be the dumbest story ever, but he he is a well, it was more akin that I saw this and all I could think was of those, classical quartet on the Titanic, and they're just, "We're all gonna sink. Let's just keep fiddling. Why not?" It's great you know, might as well. But the New York Times wasted a bunch of their time on it. So anyways, one of our statesmen knows how to rock apparently, and they're spreading the love of democracy through rock music apparently. Instead of we're trying we've tried to bomb freedom into the world, and now we're going to, rock freedom into America or into the world. I hope they never try to use Nickelback, otherwise we might, lose. Although, Queen is awesome. Fat bottom girls would just, I think, make the world better. Just send it all over. It's a uniting message. These are my thoughts. In, weirder news, but, somewhat prescient given the new Tupac news, a social media vigilante who taped interactions with alleged, sex pests in To Catch a Predator style, uh Oh, no, no, this is the dumbest. I like my story choices. It's just, yeah, the things that people choose to report on. The confrontation dies after a fight with a man he accused of being, uh, a chomo, if you will. Now, his nickname was Boompak Shakur. So it is a little bit, timely, though sad that he passed away, but his name was Boombak or Boopak Shakur, his nickname. A Michigan man famous for posing as an underage girl on social media in order to catch alleged, um, creepos was fatally shot last week during a confrontation with 2 teenagers, authorities say. Robert Wayne Lee. Yeah, don't confront people by yourself. Uh, 40, known as Boopak Shakur online, produced content reminiscent To Catch a Predator. You know, it's a guilty pleasure, but I loved that show. I loved it. I don't know, look, the look on the face of the guys when what's his face would come, Chris Henson would come in, or Mike, whatever his name was, guy come in and like, "Hi." And the guy always had, like, a pizza or Subway for some always Subway. Like, "I was just here to give this 15-year-old a sandwich. I just crossed state lines with this pizza for some reason." Like, I was just here to teach them a lesson. Like, a lesson of what? And then they would get into the and then one guy would always show up naked for some reason, allegedly because he was there to teach them, like, nakedness. The excuses were always great. I mean, not great, but, you know, Good Morning Gigi, where the host poses as an underage victim in order to lure alleged creepos to law enforcement. On September 29th, he was shot and unalived by a 17-year-old with an 18-year-old accomplice, according to the Oakland County Sheriff's Office. At the time of the incident, Lee was in a restaurant in Pontiac near the corner of North Perry and Martin Luther King Boulevard when he confronted 2 suspects who were seated at a table. The OCSO said in a press release, the situation rapidly escalated and one of the suspects fired a pistol, leaving the victim fatally wounded. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there were entrapment issues. I feel like Chris Henson hasn't done a lot of things good since he divorced himself from that show. It's look, don't do this. Don't be an internet vigilante. I don't do any of this. Let law enforcement do what they can. They have government backing and power. You do not. Law enforcement says that Lee accused the 18-year-old of being a creepo and punched him. Again, these are not good ideas. According to the Detroit-based ABC affiliate WXYZ, causing the teen to allegedly pull out a knife. The younger suspect then allegedly pulled out a weapon and shot Lee multiple times. The victim was rushed to a nearby hospital where he later succumbed to his injuries. Uh, the sheriff's office said the 2 teenagers ran from the restaurants, according to the OCSO. A search the same night with a canine unit proved unsuccessful. The next day, however, 2 suspects were taken into custody by detectives working in conjunction with agents for the U.S. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives. Quote, "I'm extremely proud of the work of our Pontiac substation team," the Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard said in the press release. Within hours, they had 2 individuals taken into custody with connections or in connection with this homicide. The sheriff's office took note of Lee's, quote, "active social media presence." He ran a Facebook page with some 11,000 followers. On Instagram, Lee had over 5,000 followers. A press release explains that while posing as a 15-year-old girl, he has a, quote, "one-man crusade," led to criminal charges being filed against several men. The agency also noted that Lee made at least one false accusation. The sheriff himself went on to caution against vigilantism. Quote, while we certainly understand his desire to hold child predators accountable, many times well intentioned individuals who engage in this don't know the standard of evidence required for convictions and often underestimate the potential for violence confronting a suspected predator. Beauchard said, quote, they feel trapped and often lash out violently. We have arrested predators in such circumstances. They have rammed police cars and exhibit other violent behavior in attempts to escape. Yeah, I don't understand if I mean, I don't know the laws particular in Michigan, but if one of the gentlemen, teens that he approached was 18 and one was 17, and he was pretending to be a 15-year-old, wouldn't that be at least something legally gray-ish? I mean, at least with the 17 and the 15-year-old, or at least I thought that there was some grayish area, but I could be very wrong. That's what this officer is saying, that, if you don't know the intricacies of the law, if you're not a police officer, and, again, these, predator people do know what they are facing if they go to jail, and they can react violently. The sheriff's office says they anticipate formal charges will be filed soon. No names for the suspects thus far have been released. So, Law and Crime did reach out to Oakland County Prosecutor's Office for additional details on the story, but no response was immediately forthcoming at the time of publication. So, again, you guys, don't, I mean, go out and do this on your own. Let the cops deal with these things. I know it's tempting to go out and be your own Batman, but good morning, Monty G. Don't be your own Batman. It's a terrible idea. You don't have the funding. You don't have the government, tacitly, applauding you. You could get really, really hurt. In other news, you will not be getting your morning cup of joe from Snoop Dogg anymore. Uh, Snoop Dogg exits coffee company months after it launched. Ah, yeah, look, you don't know the laws, you don't know the standard of, evidence. Don't go out there, don't do that. So apparently we will not be getting our coffee from good old Snoop Dogg. He has not aged. I mean, he looks about the same as he did when I was a middle schooler and not allowed to listen to his music. And now that I'm allowed to listen to his music, I still don't, which is just a personal choice. It's not that I don't like his music. I just tend to listen to podcasts. Here's a Snoop scoop we didn't see brewing. Snoop Dogg's brief foray into the coffee biz has come to an abrupt end, we learned. The dog father partnered with Indonesian businessman Michael Rede on premium coffee brand Indo Ogsi. I think that's how you would pronounce it. Um, this year, but the rapper quietly stepped away at the start of summer, we're told. An insider told us the hip hop icon and cannabis connoisseur. Yeah, maybe stick to, what you're kind of branded and known for, Mr. Dog, Mr. Snoop Dogg, if I could, call you that. Now, if you and Martha would come up with like brownies of a certain style, if you know what I'm saying, but not saying, now that would look, I'm saying in my humble opinion, even if they were like 10 or $12 a pop, I would be willing to review those for science and stuff. I mean, and or be an affiliate, and I'm just saying if you need sponsors and or, sponsor a brand, Martha Snoop Dogg brownies of a certain sort, I feel like we have I feel like we have a marketing genius brand. Uh, Snoop launched the premium coffee, which offered trendy espresso martinis in a can, back in March with flashy campaign featuring him as the face of the line. I do like that hoodie though, which is I know, just random comment. The name of the coffee was inspired by a lyric from his 1993 song Gin and Juice. Snoop promised to change the coffee industry when it launched, connecting his passion for coffee to his successful music career, but the brew went cold, so we're told. The company was kaput after just 2 months, sources told. Snoop exited after the brand's president, Ebert Song, alerted the board to alleged issues involving Reday's management. Snoop got his legal team involved to investigate, another source told us. It took 16 days to do their investigation. Snoop and his team left the company, dropping all ownership and stake in the company. They didn't leave a reason, the source said. Nuts. Yeah, well, the if this is from the Post, then yes. The Post is a punny, news source, and that's what I love the Post for that. I'm trying to branch out on my sources, but the Post has all the puns, and I can't quit them. I can't quit you. You had me at puntastic puns. This song also exited, commenting to Page Six, quote, "Working with Snoop and his incredible team on the launch of Indo was an amazing experience. I'm disappointed to see the journey end, but I'm excited to support a new venture, Flow and Coffee, with female founder Tammy Tran." Meanwhile, we hear Rade has told his pals his split from Snoop was about a disagreement over music. He's been saying Snoop left because they disagreed on music for marketing, according to the source. Rade and a rep for Snoop did not get back to us. It's unclear if Rade will continue to operate the brand without Snoop. Um, well, so it looks like we won't be getting Snoop Dogg coffee anytime soon, which is, you know, dang it. I guess, I'll have to wait for, Christina Aguilera's, Wake Up energy drink. Dang it. How will I ever wake up in the morning? I guess straight sugar from a bowl, like the Farrell one. And in our well, I'm gonna have to add more stories, but in our next story, this is somewhat old, but horrifying. Everything to know about the Barney movie starring Daniel Kaluuya. I'm sure I'm butchering your name, sir. I don't mean to. I know you're fairly famous. I've seen you in movies. I've not watched your movies, but I know you're an actor. That's a plus. This is from July, but, this is horrifying. Everyone's purple favorite purple dinosaur is coming back. Following the success of the Barbie movie starring Margot Robbie, Mattel is giving many of their other properties live action treatment, including Barney the dinosaur. For F's sake, no, just stop it. We already fought this demon before. We put him in a box. We chopped that body up. We put him in the four corners of the earth. We salted, we saged, and now they're trying to bring him back. We saw this with the Bride of Chucky. We tried to fix this. We tried. Why are we doing this? The film was announced October 2019, and various details about the plot and cast have been released since. Barney and Friends debuted on television over 2 decades ago, originally running from 2009 to 29 or 2000 ugh, 1992 to 2009. It also jump-started the careers of stars like Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez, and Never Have I Ever, Jaren Lewison. In addition to long time running television show, the feature film Barney's Great Adventure was released in 1998. Just as PG 13 Barbie leaned heavily into more adult themes, the upcoming Barney film will be more catered to millennials who grew up watching the Barney sensation. Oh my god. No, I don't wanna see Barney doing anything adult. Or maybe I do, actually. Now that I think about it, Barney being a chain smoking, dried up alcoholic. Wait, didn't we have Death to Smoochie? I mean, I don't know. This can't happen. Stop. Who is starring in the Barney movie? Get Out director Daniel Kaluuya is set to star and produce the film, according to Deadline. No other details about casting have been announced yet. Oh, please bring back Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez and just have them yelling at Barney like, "You've ruined my life in child acting. You told me the world was kind. I hate you now. I hate you. You told me people were going to be kind, and if I just believed in the magic of friendship." Uh, God, I hope not. But let's see. Who is producing the Barney movie? According to The Hollywood Reporter, Kahlua, look, sir, I am very sorry. I am butchering your name. I don't mean to. Will produce the project through his production company, 59%, along with Rowan Riley and Amandla Critchlow, as well as David Carico, Adam Paulson, Bobby Hoppe for Valparaiso Pictures, Kevin McClellan or Mick Neon will oversee for Mattel. At the moment, the film doesn't even have a studio or director. What will the Barney movie be about? Oh, please, God, international politics in Ukraine. Come on. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Uh, though an official synopsis of the film has not yet been announced, Mattel's Films Bobby Brenner previously said that the film will, quote, "speak to the nostalgia of the brand in a way that will resonate with adults while entertaining today's kids." Uh, Kaluuya's also filmed teased the film's plot while speaking with a Hollywood Reporter. Quote, "Barney was a ubiquitous figure in many of our childhoods. He then disappeared into the shadows, left misunderstood," he said. "We're excited to explore this compelling modern-day hero and see if his message of 'I love you, you love me' can stand the test of time." This can't be happening. S can we make can we put Snoop Dogg in and Purple Strain? You know what? I can see a marketing Snoop, Barney. This this might be a marriage made in hell heaven. I'm just saying. Why is this happening? Will the Barney movie be kid-friendly? Based on a few details we've got about the film's plot, many people are curious about what the film's rating will be. Though Mick Neon noted that the film will be adult-oriented. Oh, Jesus. I see a new addition to the Hardys. Barney does Hollywood. Contact me. I had the idea first. I get royalties. Uh, A24 type project. He also clarified that the film will be surrealistic in the vein of films by Charlie Kaufman and Spike Jonze. We already had Death to Smoochie. What are you talking about, people? This is Do I need to take a gummy before this? What is this? What is happening here? We are leaning into millennial angst of the property rather than fine-tuning this for kids. Okay, so Barney really is gonna be a chain-smoking alcoholic who is gonna tell the kids that the world really isn't nice and he was lying to them? He's like, "Sorry, kids, I lied to you. The world sucks. But here's some booze. Have some Hennessy and go talk to Uncle Snoop Dogg over there. He'll help you with some Purple Dinosaur Strain." Oh my god. Not that it's R-rated, but it'll focus on some of the trials and tribulations of being a 30-something growing up with Barney, just the level of disenchantment within their generation. I Oh, Lord. Well, this is going to be horrific, and I'm here for it, sort of. I can only imagine what in the actual no, we're going with this one. Lena Dunham is gonna be in Polly Pocket. This can't happen. Barney will be like the bear in Ted. You know, I could almost go for that. I could al I could I would be there for that. You know, that would be a movie I would pay to see. But we already got Death to Smoochie. I don't understand. Lena Dunham's Polly Pocket script for Lily Collins is great, producer says, after Barbie's success. Mattel is planning to adapt brands like Polly Pocket, American Girls, Hot Wheels. How the hell do you make an Uno film? Reverse no. Reverse no, pick up 4 cards and do not pass. Go straight to jail, people. I Look, Lena Dunham as a person, I don't have feelings for. Lena Dunham as a person who espouses ideas that don't lead to a healthful life and tells women ideas and gives younger generation women of a younger generation ideas that don't seem to improve their life, that ticks me off. I know, Puff the Magic Dragon was awesome. Uh, I blame the Barbie movie. Why did everyone go to see that? Now we're going to have Uno the movie, Tetris the movie. Uh, the Barbie movie is breaking box office records, and another Mattel doll is coming to the big screen. On Wednesday, Variety published an interview with Barbie executive producer and Mattel executive Bobby Brenner, who spoke of the status of 14, y'all, 14 additional Mattel properties the company hopes to bring to the movie theaters. We are in for freaking My Little Pony, Monster High, uh, Bratz. Can y'all already done destroyed Willow, The Goonies. Can we just leave Polly Pocket alone? I'm gonna need a doll. I'm gonna need a Bad Touch doll for all the things you hurt in my childhood. If you bring the glowworm back, I'm gonna hurt y'all. Allegedly. I'm just saying, I'm gonna stop. Touch Teddy Ruxpin. Touch Teddy Ruxpin, and there's gonna be a rumble, okay? I can't with y'all. Stop it. Just stop. Not everything needs to be changed into this weird amalgamation of millennial angst and weirdness, but let's continue. Oh my god, not Magic 8 Ball. Let's continue. These, uh, hopes to bring to movie theaters as grown-ups to or as follow-ups to Greta Gerwig's film success. These projects are at various stage of development and pre-production before the ongoing writers and actors. You mean they could have stayed struck and we'd have never gotten these. Properties Mattel intends to one day bring to big screen includes American Girls, Magic 8 Ball. How the hell do you make a movie about the Magic 8 Ball? I mean, I have some ideas. Yeah, Fry's like, "I'm out." Well, I opened the window because it's nice outside, so he's like, "I can go to the out. I can go to the out and never leave home." Uh, Uno, Wishbone. I loved Wishbone. Don't you They're gonna turn Wishbone into terrible. Thomas and Friends, Masters of the Universe, among others, but one property, Polly Pocket, seems closest to full realized property or realized project. Lena Dunham is expected to direct the Polly Pocket movie, so it is a must miss. Uh, with Lily Collins to star in the movie based on Mattel's group of miniature-sized dolls and accessory. First of all, they're 2 of my favorite ladies ever. Well, yep, must miss, told the outlet of Collins, 34, and Dunham, 37. She described Dunham's script for the movie as great, although she didn't offer any details on the storyline. Well, I'm sure Polly will be getting drunk with her college friends and having regretful encounters, and then accusing the gentleman of bad behavior, ruining his life, and then saying, "Oh, well, I was just drunk. Never mind." Well, yeah, the American Girls have books, they have a history and everything. They're just so expensive, and they have all the accessories and everything, and you can get knockoffs of the American Girls at Walmart and all their accessories. So, It's been amazing collaboration. Lena is so collaborative and rolls up her sleeve and really likes to roll around in notes and listen. I Okay, I just had a mental image, but I'll stay on track. Brenner added, Lily is so smart and specific and so productorial. It's just an incredible collaboration, and we're thrilled about it. Oh dear. Another Other Mattel film projects with directors and actors or notable producers attached include Daniel Kaluuya led Barney film, a Hot Wheels film produced by J.J. Abrams, a Rock'em Sock'em Robot film starring Vin Diesel, a Major Matt Mason film starring Tom Hanks. Y'all, we are in for a cyclone of suck. Um, we thought we might have gotten away from it, but we are wait till they get to the little people. Oh my god. I can't. This is terrible. I pull out your old VHSs, people. Start watching Bambi before they destroy it because they are doing a live action Bambi. Um, I can only imagine they are reimagining the, mother unaliving scene. I can only imagine that Joe Rogan will be, you know, helicoptering down with a, elephant thing, but this is gonna get terrible, guys. I I weep for our future. This is horrible. I can't, you guys. Why are they doing this is horrible. So, gird your loins, everyone. We're in for a cyclone of suck. We thought that the strike would help us, and we won't even have Snoop Dogg coffee to deal with it, and if all else fails, we can all go look up, Secretary, Blinken shredding on the guitar to numb us into a coma of, well, unfeeling. So there is your news story. At least Charlotte Senna got home okay, and we are forewarned and forearmed that we will just simply be watching some of the greatest movies ever seen on repeat, like, Team America, Office Space, all of the King of the Hill seasons, and everything else at home, and we simply won't need to go to the theater now. We have been forewarned and forearmed. I sent you a message, Christine. I tried to send you a message. I wanted you to join me on a fall or a roundup at the weekend so that we could look through your notes and, uh, get a bunch of eyes on you and kind of put them on a whiteboard together. So, we are forewarned and forearmed that, you know, we will be here. Stay close to YouTube, y'all. I think we have lost the ability to make good movies. So keep all of your old physical copies of entertainment because they are trying to change it. And we will keep an eye on this new Barney movie because this is gonna be awesome or awful. I can't tell which, but I will keep an eye on it, and I will see you guys in a little bit after I take Mr. Frybert out in the out, after I find his leash because the boys have done something with it, and then we will see if the Timothy, Ferriter trial is up, and we will get started on that with opening statements. I did do a quick little article on that, so if you're not quite sure what's going on with that, I did do kind of a preview article on that, and you can watch that quickly, and then we will be back to do that. I will see you guys in just a little bit. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. If you are going to be on Rewatch Crew, like and subscribe and share with your friends. I will see you all in a little bit. Bye, guys.